My name is Norma Diaz, and I have the honor of being the Chief Executive Officer of Community Health Group now after 40 years. I think that from a very early age, I identified with the mission of Community Health Group. It's all about serving people. It's all about improving their health. It's about providing quality service. It's about doing it with exceptional service. It's about serving diverse populations. And when I read our mission statement, I feel like it's a calling within a calling. That's the mission of Community Health Group, and that's my mission too. It's more about how do you implement that, and how does that feeling translate into the hallways of Community Health Group. And to me, it was serving the members, and then eventually serving the people who serve the members, which is our employees. I have a very unique way of selecting people who are going to come and work with our staff. I had a coach one time. We were putting together, I think, the speech that I was going to do for the 20th anniversary of the organization. And he said to me, "At the end of your speech, Norma, how will you know if you are successful?" And I said, "If I can make one person cry." Okay, that was it. And when I saw John for the very first time, I was in the audience and he made me cry. And I feel like I connect instantly with anybody who makes me cry, because I don't cry easy. If I can connect with them, and it was almost like a heart-to-heart connection with him. And I was sitting in the audience and I said, "You are coming to work with my staff." Okay.
Having John there to kind of break down, I think, the walls over Zoom and to really get to know my coworkers was a blessing, really, just because I was probably one of 35 people in the building at one point. And so really helped me get to, one, know my colleagues, also reflect on a lot of the life journeys that we were all taking simultaneously through the pandemic, but also reflect internally to see kind of how we can combat some of the things that we were dealing with emotionally.
These sessions have been really helpful as far as connecting with our teammates every week consistently. Even though there's all this change going on around us, it kind of feels like I know that every Tuesday this is here and we're able to connect.
I know we started during the pandemic, and it really helped chill myself out because there was a lot of things going on at that time, and doing the meditations, the chair yoga, and then some of the lectures that he does, the videos, him teaching us his techniques to remain focused. He's a perfect teacher, honestly.
It's really been a reminder just to practice gratitude, something that seems so simple, but in the day-to-day you tend to lose it, getting focused on tasks. And especially in these past 2 years, it's taught us all to kind of reevaluate what's important, and then also pushing yourself to do better. Don't stay comfortable where you're at, step outside the comfort zone and just keep pushing.
I think that the glad to be here mindset has certainly been impactful, and you see it throughout the building with little stickers, and we got some mugs recently, and I think it's a great slogan that starts off with this concept of gratitude that encourages you to put your mind in that positive state of gratitude and focus on the things that make you glad to be here.
The glad to be here is something that we all live and breathe every day. It has definitely helped us to be focused on our mission and our vision, which is to provide exceptional customer service, but also quality care for our members.
Reminds me a lot about one of my favorite quotes. Don't adapt to the energy in the room, rather influence the energy in the room. So to me, it comes back to the mindset and making sure that no matter what's going on, you remind yourself, you're glad to be here. You have this day, enjoy this day. So I love when he ends it that way. And many of us will be in a meeting sometimes, and then we'll end with, and glad to be here.
Glad to be here.
So it's really become a part of who we are also. It's very common to hear that, not just during the trainings, but outside of the trainings.
It was important that the leaders, have those tools, because people look to their leaders and their body language and their aura. If you equip the leadership with that talent and tools, then I think it tends to spread, and I think that's important. For individuals, I think any individual that is curious about learning and about life in general, I think is going to be somebody that would likely enjoy and embrace the sessions that we've seen.
John's approach and kind of his lessons, I think, are very generalizable to other companies. I really do feel like we've taken a lot of these teachings and integrated them to our everyday. I personally really like John's method because I really do value leadership training that goes a little bit more in depth, having that kind of inner reflection and that personal touch in order to really have those deep conversations allow you to become a better manager or director or upper level management.
I've been to several companies in my lifetime. You know, I'm not a young person, and no company I've ever been at offers this much leadership development of any kind. And, you know, this type is a little not mainstream, right? It's a little unusual meditating, but Norma, who's our CEO, you know, that's how she has learned to do well at her position, to stay grounded, to be calm, to be all those things. And so, you know, she's really trying to pass that all on to all of us.
What I've enjoyed the most with the John Foley sessions have been the debrief and the format that we've been practicing. Because I think that when you're looking at what went wrong, what can be done better, a lot of people, I think, are not really comfortable talking about what they could have done better, taking a deep look. And I think that by using that framework, it gives us all like a common language. It gives us a way to feel safe about talking about it without, you know, feeling really embarrassed. Because that's kind of the whole process of continuous quality improvement, right? Looking at how you can do things better and improving the next time, learn from your mistakes. And so I like that. I also love the Mentimeter. I think it's a safe way for people to kind of really say what's on their mind. And I think that it's been very interesting to see what comes up on that Mentimeter at different times.
We're a high-performing team, and so that sense of being able to depend on somebody else, checking in with your colleagues on how they're really doing, verifying some of the things that we're all working on collectively, and then having that sense of camaraderie with them about the fact that we're all learning lessons, we're all being accountable, and not taking it personally if someone is asking for verification on something.
I would say he's exceeded. He didn't meet my expectations. He completely exceeded my expectations. And he called me up and he says, "Hey, I'd like to come down and say hi." And he came and I had all of the staff. It was a surprise. You know, I didn't tell too many people. Our board president was here. Joseph was here. And that's a big one because he doesn't like to come in early. And we walked in. And I think it was Joseph walked in first, then my boss, and then me. And the staff was like, "Oh, good morning, good morning." And right behind me was John, and there was like a standing ovation. And I was like, "Oh my God, they like him." They really like him. And that told me that whatever it is that he's doing is working. And seeing the staff clap for him, and even my boss said, "Hey, how come they didn't clap for me?" I go, "You're not John Foley, dude." I said, everybody was glad to be there. Everybody had their little glad to be here mug. And I just saw their faces, and I'm a very observant person, and I saw their body language and the smiles. And I was like, wow, he didn't meet my expectations. He completely exceeded my expectations. In the past couple of years, she has reported that the costs have gone down, the use of medication has gone down, and a lot of it has to do with our wellness programs. We have like top 5 diagnoses that we follow, and she's told me that the cost has gone down significantly in both, again, costs and utilization. And this year alone, she's getting ready to do her quarterly report with me, and she told me that this year alone, we were already down by 28%, which is significant.
The next day isn't always guaranteed, and that's why you want to make sure that you make the best of it. And, you know, taking a moment out of your day to just say, you know what, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be alive. I'm glad to be where I am. It's something just to be grateful for. And ultimately, one of the things that I've pulled out of the John Foley session is gratefulness translates into happiness.